Hey everyone, Rachel Jensen here, broker owner of Luna Realty Belize on the beautiful island of Ambergris Caye. Today we are in question number 25 of our In the Inbox series. This is when we answer questions that have been asked by folks like you about real estate in Belize here, generally about living here in Belize. Anything that has to do with Belize is what we are doing in this series. So today we are going to answer question number 25. And this was actually one that was just recently asked by Jeremy here on YouTube. And so I threw it into the mix. I added it to the top because I think it is a very great question and one that people are looking at or towards if they're looking at alternatives for financing. So if you are new to this series, financing is a topic that we talk about quite a bit. And it is very difficult for foreigners to get traditional bank financing in Belize for their property purchases here. So what a lot of people do is they'll opt for seller financing if the seller is willing to finance on properties. However, do note that not all owners or sellers are willing to seller finance, understandably so. So a couple of alternatives that you could look at is securing financing in your home country. Now, I know over COVID, a lot of my clients were refinancing their homes, getting a second mortgage on their home, getting a HELOC, because the interest rates were really favorable, right? You were at the 2, 3, maybe 4% at that point. Since then, interest rates have jumped quite a bit, 7, 8, 9%. So it may not necessarily be as advantageous as what it was during COVID. However, I will tell you the rates are probably still a little bit better than what you'd see here in Belize. In Belize, typically, if you're looking at seller financing, it's 50% down, 8% interest, and a very short term, typically 3 to 5 year term. So note that while the interest in your home country may be a little bit higher than what sellers are offering for here, if you really need that length, that timeline, you won't typically find that with seller financing. So you may be better off getting it from your bank in the States. And if you are Canadians, we have a great Canadian group that we work with where they're able to help you refinance in your home in Canada. From there, you can pull out that equity and then use it for property purchases here in Belize. Feel free to reach out if anybody is interested in getting connected with them. But if you are able to secure the financing or to secure money or a loan or however outside of Belize, highly recommend that you do so. I know sometimes people think it's a little bit easier than it is to get that money from their bank or from whatever entity, and then they'll put down a reservation deposit. They'll have a little bit of time to get that security of the loan from whomever they're getting it from, and they don't actually end up getting it. For like a traditional financing or traditional mortgage from your bank, let's say you're in the United States, your traditional bank in the United States is not going to give you a loan or mortgage specifically for property in Belize. They have no collateral. There's no jurisdiction that they have here in Belize as a bank in the United States. So you do have to get a little creative, whether it's going with a private lender, whether, like I mentioned, it's getting a second mortgage, a HELOC, and then from there, using that capital to invest and own property here in Belize. So yes, if you can find it elsewhere, you're more than welcome, and then end up with a cash purchase down here. Typically, if it is a cash purchase, you're willing to negotiate a little bit more on the property purchase price. If you are taking advantage of seller financing, you are typically getting pretty close to asking or the list price. But I hope that helps, Jeremy. Really great question. Thank you for asking it. And if anybody wants more information about the real estate process here, I would highly recommend reaching out for the 12 must know facts before you buy real estate in Belize. I've been down here for over a decade and have learned some things that I'm sharing with you through this guide so that you don't make the same mistakes. I'd love to hear from you. Again, my name is Rachel Jensen. You can contact us at info@lunarealtybelize.com. Email us there, and then we can send you this e-copy of this resource guide. Thanks, everyone. Looking forward to seeing you here in Belize soon. Bye-bye.